All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to the show. Is this a show? I don't know, I mean to say that. I don't know, is this a show now? Apparently it is. What are we, 39, 40 days in? Something like that? I'll be honest, I've completely lost track. Anyway, it's beside the by. Happy Friday to you all. Today, I'm going to talk you through the 6 principles that I use in my coaching to get 93% of my clients the results that they want. Because it's all well and good being a coach. It's all well and good helping someone get results, but being able to get a lot of people results at the same time and results that they can then sustain beyond the program is the real goal here. Because a lot of people, we've talked about this, they come into a fitness program and they have a rough idea of what they want, but they might not necessarily know why they want to do it, and they might not actually be that clear on what they want. So, to actually get them a result that they're happy with, which they can take away and then do themselves as a lifestyle for the rest of their life, is very difficult, but it is possible. And over the years, it's been a long time now, 5 years this year, I have put together a system, and it's a system that is pretty repeatable, because you find that people aren't that special and they're not that different. In fact, most people dislike the same things and like the same things, have the same problems, have the same pain points, have the same frustrations, and they all want pretty much the same thing. And I am no different in that. In fact, I can give you a fantastic example of this because I literally just sent a voice note to a client about it. One of the questions I ask my clients when they join my program, because everybody gets sent a questionnaire, is, are there any exercises that you hate? And it's a trick question, because with the exception of one of the most common ones, which is burpees, I never program burpees for anybody. They are literally pointless. Unless you want sadistically just to mess with your head, then they probably do have some sort of psychological benefit because you really don't want to do them. But aside from that, the answer's always, almost always something to do with legs, and it's normally something to do with lunges or Bulgarian split squats. And unless they have an actual physical impediment as to why they cannot do them, well then I'd question why they're doing this in the first place, to be honest. I'm actually just gonna make you do it more. Because those exercises, A, they're fantastic, and B, I wanna lean into the fact of the reason of why you don't like them. The chances are you don't like them because you're not very good at them or because they hurt. And both of those are very good reasons to do more of them. And I'm exactly the same with this. Lunges are terrible, I hate them. But they're also the ones that get fantastic results, and they're fantastic for your balance, which means they're a fantastic core exercise as well. So people see them as a leg workout, but really, not only are you working 2 of them or 3 of the major muscles in your legs, your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes, 3 of the biggest muscles in your body, so you're gonna burn a ton of calories. You're also gonna work on your balance, which is gonna mean you're gonna work on your core strength. So sometimes the thing that you're avoiding is actually the thing that we're gonna lean into more. Anyway, that's not a principle, that's not the subject of this video, just a little bit of a anecdote for you. Anyway, principle number 1 is mindset first. When any client starts, we have to get crystal clear on what they want and why they want it. And then we have to reprogram their mind. Okay? Because you can have the best training program in the world, you can have pinpoint accurate nutrition targets, but none of that matters if you don't have the right mindset. Because when you start a program, when you've paid the money and you join a community and you're motivated, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. This is gonna be easy because I'm motivated. And that's great. And you probably will be for 2 or 3 weeks. But unfortunately, life gets in the way. Things go wrong. Maybe we get a bit ill. Maybe we get a minor injury, a little bit of a tweak. Maybe we get stressed at work, argument with the partner, whatever it might be. Things go wrong. Life gets in the way. We're not robots. We are human beings. However, if we have the right mindset, we can pretty much accomplish anything. We can also overcome any limiting beliefs and any dips in motivation. So that is number 1. And we do that by really questioning the identity of who you are. Because if you want to achieve your goals, you have to identify as the person that you want to become now. I'm not going to delve deep into it because I have entire modules on this, but that is the very first principle. Principle number 2 is to make sure that we've only got one goal at a time. Because I'd say at least 50% of the guys that I start working with want to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. And it's possible, 100%. But you are going to be better served and get quicker results if you lose the fat first, if you need to lose the fat, and then build the muscle. Don't get me wrong, some guys come to me and they are either they're very skinny or they're lean, they've already kind of done the fat loss phase either with another coach, or they've managed to sort of like brute force it to themselves, and that's fantastic. I'll probably maybe just sort of help them out around the edges a little bit and make that a bit more sustainable, because quite often when guys come to me and they've done the fat loss themselves, they might have a little bit of some issues with their relationships with food, or they might be buying into some myths or something like that. So I try and give them a little more freedom with their diet, but they might just be ready to go straight into the muscle building phase. And that's fine, because they've got one goal. But that is the second principle, is just to be crystal clear on one goal at a time. Because there's no rush to this. You are not stepping on stage, you are not getting into a UFC octagon or a boxing ring. This is, what we're trying to do here is shift a lifestyle. We're not trying to get a result, because there's no point getting ripped for like a week. Like, we want to be able to build healthier, happier, more fulfilled lives. That's really the goal. If we look good in that process, which you will do as a byproduct of it, fantastic. But the real goal is to feel better and to feel more fulfilled. And to have purpose, to have mission, to have drive, and to be at peace. That's the real mission. That's the real goal. Underneath the surface, it always comes back to that. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is personalization. Actually giving them a program and a plan and nutrition targets that are built for them. Not like a cookie cutter generic plan, or not like, you've just got to hit 100 grams of protein, something like that. It's actually building them out a plan that is built for them and their goals, and then it is adjusted as and when they need those adjustments to be made. Now, need, not want, is the key word there, because more often than not, 1 or 2 weeks in, a client will suggest a load of adjustments to me. And unless there is, again, a very good reason, like for example, a client of mine last week actually gave me a good reason. I wanted in his program was some kettlebell step-ups, which is a fantastic exercise, because again, it's a little bit like a lunge, right? But you're actually stepping up onto a box, because you're using your quad, you're using your hamstring, you're using your glute, and again, it's a balance exercise. You're holding a kettlebell out in front of you. You've got to like think about it. So you're balancing as well, and it burns a ton of calories, right? Any exercise, by the way, that uses multiple muscles at the same time is going to burn more calories. So if you're looking to like lose body fat relatively quickly and get a sweat on and feel like you've done a workout, multi-joint exercises, multi-muscle exercises, and this is why leg workouts are so good for that. I mean, as much as they suck, I get it, trust me, I hate them as much as the next man, they work, trust me. Anyway, that's not the point. He didn't have a box, and he said to me like, the gym manager gets really angry when I do it onto a bench, which is a bit annoying, because I would normally say would use a bench instead, and most gyms would be pretty cool with that. You take your shoes off, obviously, and then you just crack on, right? You're not like leaving the bench dirty or anything like that. You got your socks on, you know, you're not a weirdo. Anyway, for whatever reason, he couldn't do them, so we actually made an adjustment there. But what I will do is maybe 4 to 6, maybe even 8 weeks into their program, depending on the phase they're in and sort of who they are, I will mix up their program, and that can be done in 2 ways. I will either increase the number of workouts that they're doing. So they might go from 3 a week to 4 a week, or even maybe 5 a week. I probably wouldn't go from 3 to 5 in most cases, because that's a big step up. People think, oh, it's only 2 more a week, but it's like, well, yeah, but that's like, what's that, like 10 more a month? It's quite a lot. Whereas if I had 1 in a week, 1 in extra a week, go from 3 to 4, if they've been nailing 3 a week, that actually makes sense. They're looking forward to it. They're ready to go now. And the other thing I'll do is mix up the exercise variety. Not massively. It's not going to be a complete, like, brand new program, because again, the fundamentals are always going to be the core of any good program, the compound movements. And the goal isn't going to change every 4 weeks. The goal is still going to be lose fat, build muscle, improve overall health. Those are basically the 3 goals that guys are striving for, if we really boil it down. So the exercises aren't going to change drastically, but we will tweak them. And the reason we'll do that is just to keep that sort of, what's the word? I suppose just that impetus, that sort of stimulus, that spirit in it, just to keep them engagement. I always say to people, like, you don't need too much exercise variety to get, you're not going to get bored. The only thing that causes boredom is lack of progression. And funnily enough, too much variety will cause a lack of progression. So yeah, giving them a program that's actually tailored for them and their goals, but then tweaking it as and when is needed. That is number 3. Where are we? Oh, number 4. No, number 5. Bloody hell, sorry, I'm losing track. Number 5, education. This is a massive one, and this is something that is the most work for me, but also the most fulfilling work. And this is the key from them getting a result after 3 months, 6 months, a year, however long they choose to work with me. Most of my clients work with me for 6 to 12 months. This is the difference between them getting that result in 6 to 12 months and then being able to sustain it for a lifetime. Because information without implementation means nothing. In other words, someone just telling you to do something is not going to last because your brain doesn't make the connection as to why you're doing it. So I actually take the time to explain why you're doing it and give you a benefit. That then makes it more logically justifiable before they do it. So they're like, oh, okay, makes sense, I'm going to go and do it now. And when they get the benefit, or when they don't get the benefit because they haven't done it, they're like, I've not achieved that because I didn't do this. So it's really breaking down the barriers and helping you to understand it. It's like if you've got an illness and you go on Google and it's just like, it's always AIDS or cancer. Always, right? You're always dying, you're fucked, basically. I had it the other month. I burnt a finger, really badly actually. And I stupidly Googled it. It was in a lot of pain and it was literally like, go to hospital. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking hospital for this. And sure enough, like 2 days, pain went, 4 weeks, it was completely fine, right? So if you go on and you've got this plethora of information that means nothing, you're just going to stay in this confused state. You're not actually going to get anywhere. You're not going to do the right things. But if you've got someone who actually knows what they're talking about and explains not just the how, but the why, the education is what makes the difference between just getting a result and sustaining it and making it a lifestyle. And then the last but not least, this is the thing that I've been working on the hardest recently, is the community aspect. And to be honest, this is something that I've wanted to do for a very, very long time, is build a community of men who are kind of all on the same mission. Because when you're working towards goals, fitness goals, but it could be business goals, it could be anything, it tends to be that you're doing it on your own. It's very rare that you've got other friends, family members, colleagues, aside from maybe like January, where everybody's doing the same thing. Where you've got like, well, I call mine the Spartan Brotherhood, because I don't want to say like a safe space. Like, women can have safe spaces and that's great. Men need brothers, okay? It's language. And that's the beauty of what I'm creating now. The community that I'm creating, the Spartan Brotherhood, is a community of guys who are all working towards goals. In other words, they might be different goals, but they're all trying to better themselves. And that's the most important thing. And because you've got me as your coach, right? And you can use me for accountability, for motivation, for education. But, for whatever reason, you might just want a different perspective. Or, I might not be able to give you that immediate reply. I can't be on my phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? I need my own life as well. And actually, you can just go into that community and see other guys who are doing things. One of the things that I'm trying to encourage at the moment, and it's very difficult when you've got a community of men to get them to talk to each other, but I'm trying to encourage guys to like post things they're doing, like wins they're getting, workouts they're completing, stuff they're doing, whether it's, I just lost this amount of weight, or I just hit this PB, or hey, look, man, I just posted some new progress photos and I'm really happy with the result or the progress I'm making. Because then that galvanizes other people, that inspires other people, because sometimes people can look at the coach, whoever it is, whether it's me or someone else, and think, oh, well, it's all right for you because insert circumstance that doesn't apply to them, basically. So it could be, you don't have kids, or what did I hear the other day? You don't have a full-time job. Trust me when I say this. I work like 5 times harder than most people. And I'm not bragging, I'm just stating facts. So, it's quite nice to be able to find someone who's doing the exact same thing, because what it does is it takes away your ability to make that excuse. So for example, if a father of 2 goes into my community and sees another father of 2 achieving goals, doing it, smashing it, walking the path, living the dream, he can't then go, fuck, I can't have a go at Doug because okay, he doesn't have 2 kids, but this guy's doing it, so he's just going to say that. So that's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to crush these limiting beliefs, because that's what they are. They're limiting beliefs, they're validators, and a bad coach will allow you to externally validate your excuses. And it's very hard sometimes, and there is a fine line with it. And any other coaches out there will know this. Because like sometimes, you can't press too hard. You've got to know, you've got to be able to toe that line. It's hard, but more often than not, I've found, use your gut instinct, use your intuition, and be authentic with it. That's what I've found. So anyway, those are the 6 principles. I hope that was useful. Obviously, if you want to come and join, if you want to get involved, if you want some coaching, if you need some help, if you like the sound of all of that stuff, I will leave the link to my website in the description of this video. I haven't done that for 35 days, so it feels about time to put like a little bit of a plug in there. I hope you don't mind that. But yeah, this has been good. I've enjoyed this one. So I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy your Fridays, and I'll see you soon.